I get here and Felicia's like, I don't remember how to do any of this.
Part 2 of that is that you don't fucking do anything. So wow.
I know.
Just sit there. Just sit there. Run your mouth. Run your mouth.
I know that I can't do anything. I can
run your mouth.
I can't stop looking at your face.
Well, you guys were ready. I had to be ready. Nobody comes to set up the room. Nobody comes to set this up. So, welcome to the season 7. I've been doing this from the beginning, and I will continue to do it. Whether I'm dark, whether I am running the world, whether Donald Trump calls me a horse face. Wait a minute.
Did Donald Trump call you a horse face?
Who runs the girls?
Oh. I'm gonna put the donkey nose on.
Okay.
Did you sew the teeth?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god. Wait, there's an echo. What's not muted?
Oh.
What's not muted? Something's not muted.
Oh, you want to do something?
I got it. I don't want to.
Oh my god, you pressed the button.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh my god. So.
Oh, it's crooked.
Oh, so is.
Oh.
Oh
wait,
my.
no political. Okay.
Oh wow. Oh, Felicia.
Doesn't it look good?
It's interesting.
Something, yeah, and it's. Oh my. All right. Well.
Dental insurance doesn't kick in for another.
Yeah. We've got a lot to go over on this episode.
Why? We were only gone for a couple days.
Oh my god. I think every week I had somebody going, when are you guys going to be back? When are you guys going to be back?
Oh, so, this weekend people were asking.
Hopefully everybody that asked me are now watching.
Hi, Isis.
Big girl brigade.
That took me a second. I was like, oh, are they watching us now?
They might be.
Who's they? Is the microwave on?
Oh.
Is the microwave hooked up to your Ethernet?
Maybe.
Probably.
Oh
Probably.
God, this looks so scary.
I can't.
It's not any scarier than my face already is.
Do we have the show sheet?
You point with your finger.
I do point with my finger. There we go. So, oh my goodness. You want to go through the spiel?
Yeah.
Since we're...
Since I fucked this up already.
I told you how to expect nothing less. I even told Shell, I said it's the premiere, so something's gonna not go right. Like,
I mean, I'm always rusty in the beginning, and then I get better, and then we get to the end, and I'm like, this is great. And then I'm like, well, we'll see you in like 2 months.
Go juice. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Felicia Minor, and this is Freddy Prince Charming.
For those of you just tuning in.
And we're here for more than just drag gossip.
I can't.
I'm just kidding. What? This is me. You can't accept me for me? That's good.
Look out, because here I come.
Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. It's your Wednesday night conversation. I skipped that whole part because I can't see it. Brought to you by Shelly Love Creative at ShellyLoveCreative.com, WigsOfAkind.com, and the Burly Barbers. Because if you type in Burly Barber...
I can imagine what pops up.
Don't type it in at work.
Also avoid
and we couldn't be doing this season without the support of our awesome Patreon supporters like Brandon McGill, Carrie McClemens, Leanne Dunton, and Molly Montgomery, and others.
You can join the Fefe movement and support us today at patreon.com/letshaveafefe.
It's really easy to do.
Yeah.
Not that I would know.
Have you heard? You heard?
Have I heard what?
I don't know.
I just know how easy it is to support your fellow artists on Patreon.
It is very easy. More of a click of a button. Click of a button.
Hi, Gabe.
And
all we need now is Shrek. Oh.
Wait a sec. Oh, I'm Princess Fiona? And that's Donkey. That means you're the gingerbread man.
I'm the gingerbread man. I'm Gingy. Oh my goodness. So what has been going on with us since the last time we saw you guys, which seemed like forever ago at this point. God, what have we done? So June was
Did
a busy
I get
month.
most of that right?
I think so. June was a busy month for me. Between traveling to Nashville, traveling to Colorado. I got to host another Raw event over the summer. We had Spotlight over the weekend, which went really, really well. We had several drag bingos over at La Gatara in Tempe, which is the Cat Lounge. Plus, Felicia and I are still doing the
what am I doing?
The Truth or Dare bingo with the Cash every Thursday. It's been a busy few months for sure. For sure. Plus, as much as possible, I've been going up north to the tiny house to kind of disconnect and stuff. But I haven't been able to do that in a hot minute because there's been so much going on.
Meanwhile, I haven't been as busy as you. But
you've been doing stuff.
I've been doing stuff. I've been working. And this summer, I went to summer school to finish my AA.
Yay!
And I'll be a college graduate now.
Congratulations. Associates as a graduate. Yeah. But then you shouldn't be drinking, sweetie. It's one of the 12 steps.
And of course, the drag bingos.
An echo.
You put your makeup palette on.
The makeup palette that Patricia actually stole from me Saturday night. She
brought it back. If she stole it, she was not going to bring it back.
Bitch stole my makeup.
She apologized. If she stole it, she would have just handed it to you.
She kind of did. She was like, here.
I said, I am so sorry.
That's true.
Here this is.
That's true. Ladies and gentlemen, I am witness to this.
You can still, you have hair stuck to
it. Yes, I do. To my teeth.
Yeah.
It's good for after dinner, too.
Not okay.
Yeah. What page are we on?
There.
Right there.
Oh.
There
he is.
Oh, a whole...
Oh, look at that. We have a whole...
I don't know where
spread.
Centerfold.
Right? Does that make a centerfolds? Oh my god, we're totally like centerfolds.
Oh,
totally centerfolds. In Echo magazine.
I need to tell my mother this.
Right? Totally a centerfold, mostly. What is that?
Volume 29, number 10, issue 706.
In July
2018.
I'm Mr. July.
Complimentary.
Yeah, we're cheap. That's Sister Indica.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We didn't make the cover. Maybe someday
I'm
we'll
going to check for
cover.
spelling errors.
You should check for spelling errors. Inevitably, there's always going to be one.
No, I'm sure there's not.
You.
Laura, okay. Laura, she's amazing. I love Laura.
Yes, Laura
she is one of our favorite people.
Yes,
Peeps.
she's very cool.
Peeps.
What have you been up to, Miss Patricia?
Work.
Well, you have a shiny thing.
Oh, this little thing?
Yeah, that's a...
No, this is... I'm really excited. This is my... Who do I hand this to? Okay. I don't have a prop person anymore.
You've moved up in life.
Oh, well, yes, I won the title of Miss Gay Arizona USofA Large this summer.
Yeah.
And it took me 10 years.
She's been working really
hard. That's only a short amount of time, though.
Really hard.
Well, this is my fourth attempt at it.
You know what I'm always amazed is how you keep track of, like, how many
This is number...
of what?
Well, Nationals was number 71. Excuse me.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You've been to Nationals 71 times?
No, 71 pageants?
My 71st pageant was Miss Gay USofA at Large.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Lord.
But this was my 9th national pageant, though.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite interesting.
That's almost, wow.
Ups and downs with it, but I don't know if we want to get into that right now. Or
let's wait till later.
But I know you worked really hard, and I thought your package was good. So
Thank you.
You saw her package?
I see everybody's package.
And he also judges.
And I judge. Sometimes in an official capacity.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes.
As he might be on Sunday.
Sometimes.
Oh.
I will be judged.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it Judgment Day?
It is for him. It is
for me. Shite.
Oh, it'll be fun. But no, I've been working a lot this year. And then I'm back with the men's chorus.
Oh, good.
As the assistant director, and
we're fancy.
Fancy. And so our holiday concert, Tinseltown, is coming up in a couple months.
Hit me up if you want tickets. Wish you a Merry Christmas.
It's okay, sweetie.
We wish you
December 14th, 15th, and 16th at the John Paul Theater, Phoenix College. So hit me up if you want to buy tickets. I have some. Wow. Just wow for that one moment. I hope you saw that live, because that was a moment that you will never be able to see again.
Because we'll be dead after the show. You're welcome.
The synchronicity between these two.
Oh,
yes.
That was not planned.
It wasn't.
No,
it's not in the script at all.
That was totally off the cuff. Get it? Cuff? You know the cuff?
Oh, boy.
You're welcome. Hey.
Dad.
And for more fantastic dad jokes, you can come see us on Thursday nights at Truth or Dare Drag Bingo.
These segues are killing me.
I've never ridden one of those. Have you ever ridden one?
A segue?
Yes.
I'd fall off.
Oh,
I've almost fallen off.
Like, I don't.
Horrible.
It's not like having sex, people.
I felt off before. Never mind.
Anyway.
Anyhow, we'll just... Oh my god. So, should we move right into the...
I would turn red, but I'm too dark.
I almost wore this color tonight instead of the purple.
We were supposed to be wearing pink. It's Felicia's birthday week.
My nails are pink.
Are they?
Yeah, well,
So are mine.
Yeah.
Mine are not.
I have purple-ish, too.
Yeah, these are pinkish purple, and this... I compliment you, too.
Yes,
so
therefore, often, thank you, and we appreciate it.
Thank you. You're doing a wonderful job.
Oh, my God.
I'm complimentary, damn it.
Oh, I know, and
I just want to be somebody, okay?
Want to be somebody.
Are you going to sing for us
No.
later? Oh.
No.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, God. All right, so shall we talk about just the tip?
What's in it?
We haven't, well... No, it's what? Never mind.
What is today's just the tip?
Oh, my God. So, we're going to kick off the season. The reason I went with this particular tip is... It actually was inspired by a post that I was seeing on Coming Out Day.
Oh.
And
which is?
It was October 11th. And in people's statuses, I was seeing people with various identities and whatever and stuff. And several people I know were talking about their romantic orientations.
Oh.
And
yes.
I know what a romantic orientation is, but I got to thinking and looking at the different comments on some of these statuses that not everybody knows what a romantic orientation is, and how it differs from a sexual orientation.
Or even sexual identity.
What?
Correct. So,
next level.
Yeah. So, I thought that I would talk about the romantic orientations. They're also known as affectional orientations, which... They honestly have nothing to do with sex, but they have more to do with who you would see yourself having a romantic relationship with, like somebody that you would fall in love with. Nope. Someone that you would fall in love with. It's not a fantasy. It has nothing to do with fantasy.
Okay.
And it's, which is why it's not the same as a sexual attraction or a sexual orientation. Or lust or anything like that. It has absolutely nothing to do with sex.
Does it come with butter?
Now, here's the different ones that are more commonly used out there. So you have heteroromantic, which is someone who is romantically attracted to people of the opposite gender. Like heterosexual, like you're sexually attracted to someone of the opposite gender. You're a heteroromantic. Biromantic, which means that you're romantically attracted to two genders. Panromantic, which means you're romantically attracted to people of all genders and gender expressions. Aromantic, which means you are not romantically attracted to anyone. Homoromantic, which means you're romantically attracted to folks of the same gender. And demiromantic, which basically can be any of the other romantic orientations, but only after forming a deeper emotional bond. Now, the thing is, with any of these romantic, that's demi-romantic. Like, demisexual means that you're only really sexually attracted to people that you have an emotional bond with first.
That's not me.
So
it's not like a half thing, like a demigod.
Correct. Correct. That would say no. So any of these romantic orientations can be used in conjunction with, or whatever, any sexual orientation. For example, someone can be pansexual, but heteroromantic, which means that if you are pansexual, so you are sexually attracted to any and all genders and gender expressions in terms of sex, but you generally only see yourself falling in love with, or you only really fall in love with people of the opposite gender. So you can basically fuck anybody, but when it comes to a meaningful relationship, somebody that you actually want to have that sort of deeper emotional connection with, it's someone of the opposite gender.
That's interesting.
And someone who is asexual, which means that you have no sexual attraction or can be even sexually repulsed by sex. Asexual people can either have. There's a couple different.
I didn't know they were repulsed.
They don't have to be, but they can be. They either have no sexual attraction to people in general, or they could be just sexually sex holds no interest and even makes them feel icky. So, right. But they can be asexual, but they may still be romantically attracted to someone. So, because sex and romance are not the same thing.
They're often confused as.
Right. We're probably missing a whole shit ton of comments.
Keep going.
Right. So I think that's the one thing that people get confused about, especially when you're talking about asexuality, is that like sex and romance are two very, very different things. So, like for me, I'll even use myself as an example here. I'm very much pansexual, and when it comes to sex and sexual attraction, I find I don't care about gender expression, anything like that. If I like you, I like you. If I think you're hot, I think you're hot. It doesn't matter anything. But when it comes to an actual relationship, I generally find myself probably more hetero-romantic than anything. So, just as far as...
Please silent all phones.
Did you get an invite?
I did click it.
Right. So like generally like I'm sexually attracted to whatever, just in general I tend to find myself more leaning towards women or more female identified folks when it comes to like falling in love in relationships. That's not to say that can't change, because I'm a firm believer that all of that is completely flexible and there's no such thing as a hard line. Right. Yeah. I'm sure that if I were to find a nice gentleman that...
Oh, you said nice.
Oh, that's just weird. So if I were to find like a nice gentleman...
Whoa!
That...
We're like siblings.
I know, we can't. I know,
yeah,
that's
not right.
Like, that's just, no.
Yeah.
That's not okay. Oh, Lord.
No.
Hey, Roxy. What's on are you talking about the foundation or the nose? Cause
my foundation's fine. It matches completely.
Matches something.
It's just fine. It's the camera.
Yeah, the camera.
Right, it's the camera. Right. It's 10 shades darker is what the...
It's all the shades of gray.
So, yeah, so there's my tip for this evening.
I like that. I mean, because, like, when this summer when the choir was going through, I got to sit on some board meetings and discussing what we want to do with the community. And the whole LGBTQ and all the other letters started falling in there. And we had this wonderful discussion about all that stuff. And people were confusing gender identity with with orientation and even romantic stuff. And it's just such an interesting web. But, I mean, 20 years ago...
We would never...
Nothing was defined. I mean, we had all these feelings, of course, but we didn't know what they meant. But now, I mean, like, and I grew up in a very, very rural, conservative area. I mean, we had the artistic spot, but it was very conservative. I didn't even know what drag queens really were.
I didn't either until I moved here.
Yeah.
Only one I knew was RuPaul.
And I didn't even know who RuPaul was. No, I did because I watched the Brady Bunch movie. So.
Well, but now more and more, like, those conversations are being had, and it's I think people are finally getting that things like sexuality and gender, they're not just black and white. Like, it's not... And the funny thing is that it never has been. Like, it's just...
Didn't you explain that before, that it's just Western society that has...
the whole hang-ups about gender and sexuality and things. I've actually just had a conversation with somebody recently who was like, I don't understand what pansexual means. Isn't it the same as bisexual, and aren't there only two genders? And I was like, oh, no. Here's some info. Read this. Google this. Look at this. Because, there's been way more.
But the one thing I so appreciate about you, specifically, is the fact that you're not offended by the questions, as long as they're honest questions. Because the thing is like, there could be people who honestly don't know, and they ask the wrong person a genuine question, and that person will completely shut them out and get offended by everything that's coming out of their mouth.
Well, that's
a chance to educate.
Exactly. Here's the thing, is that, and to some extent, I am not someone's personal Google. Like, if you're going to ask me something that okay, look, seriously, you can Google that. Like, I don't need to give you the Wikipedia version of whatever the fuck you're asking me. But there are some questions that, as long as they're coming from a good place, and you're not asking me to just be a dick, I will answer them, especially if it has more to do with personal experience. You know, because I can speak from personal experience. I can't speak for everybody. I can,
questions if asked with respect.
And I think part of the problem is, and I've seen this, is that there are many, many, many folks who fall under, like, the trans bubble, who, as soon as someone asks them a question, they immediately get defensive and immediately just... And it's unnecessary. That's how we lose allies. We need those allies. And when you immediately get defensive and immediately start going, well, you should know better, and that's just ignorant. And here's the thing. You say something fucking stupid, I'm going to correct you on it. If you continue to argue with me, then we're going to have a problem. If you say something like, well, transgendered people, blah, 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 I'm going to be like, okay, look. It's not correct. It is not a verb. I did not transgender today. It was not, like, I did not,
I felt you transgendering from here.
And that does happen. I was transgendering earlier, but not currently am I transgendering. It is not a verb. And when I tell you, here's why it's incorrect, and here's resources as to why it is incorrect, acknowledge it. Say, okay, you're right, I'm sorry. I know better now, and I'm not going to use that term because it's not right, and it just sounds weird. Like, do you say you were gayed? Like,
sometimes.
But it's the same thing. Like, it's not correct. If you then continue to argue with me and then send me messages where you're sending me articles that were written in, like, 1992 as a form of reference? Nope, sorry. That means that you're refusing to listen, and that means that you want to be right even though you're sending me shit that's more than 20 years old. Sorry. That's when I'm like, all right, I'm done. That right. No.
I need to send you this video of this pastor that keeps saying that it's mental illness, that trans people are mentally ill, and that he would like if whoever he gets elected to. I think they were talking about elected offices, and he said that whoever gets elected, he's going to go and charge the way to talk to them about starting a bill to reference that as like that they need to be, you know. And I was like, oh, so what do you do with all of these people?
So my question, whenever they say that, what they say, okay, you know, either being gay is a mental illness or being trans is a mental illness. My question is, okay, so what do you do? Like, what are your plans with people that, I don't know, are clinically depressed or that have bipolar disorder or are schizophrenic or whatever? Those are all actual disorders. They are in the DSM-5.
And, well, it wasn't until recently that they took, you know, like, homosexuality.
That was, like, taken out, like, 30-something years ago.
Yes.
But, like, right.
Acknowledged.
So, if you're going to try to, I don't know, get rid of, or whatever, a population because you say that they are mentally ill, then you better plan on taking out everybody who is mentally ill. So, go ahead. Fine. But you're going to be losing a lot of people because you're going to have to get rid of everybody who has ever been diagnosed with depression, who has ever been diagnosed with...
Even if they got over it.
With anything. With bipolar, with schizophrenia, with... I wonder if ADHD could be considered a disorder as well. Because, you know, it does sort of affect thinking and things like that. And, like, there's a list of shit. So... Before you start throwing that out there...
Roxy said that she's heard someone say it was a birth defect.
It depends on one's point of view. Like, if you think about it...
Transgenders.
It kind of can be.
Yes,
like,
it is weird.
Transgenders. No transgenders.
People.
Transgenders. I mean, in some senses, you could almost say that it was a birth defect, but because if you think about it,
it's not like a deformity,
right? It's not like a deformity, but it could technically sort of fall under a birth defect bubble if you think about it.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, it comes down to the whole genetic thing, and if you know that your child might be born with something like Downs or something that. Would you want to correct that, or do you love that child?
Right.
Regardless. And...
Love them.
I would say love them, yes.
You know, so listen.
Everybody knows that sigh.
Apparently that and my disapproving head shake, I don't know.
The finger, too.
Because I'm old.
Finger.
No, generally I don't do the finger. Generally I just...
Or the... I saw a lot of the head shake lately.
What, at rehearsal?
No, somewhere else that I'd rather not discuss. Because it's out of...
Oh.
It's out of my place. And we have things to do on Sunday.
Oh, we do have things to do on Sunday. Christ.
But now it's time, since I didn't fill in my blank... Though I do have a whole list of things that people gave me. But I'll just do it next week.
Okay.
But it's your turn! Oh. Your title is very long.
Oh, that's okay.
Miss Gay, Arizona, USofA.
I don't usually fuck up titles, and I fucked it up.
You did.
Hey, didn't.
Yeah,
I did.
Saturday.
I missed out the Arizona, is what I left out.
Oh, that's right. Oh, no, you know, it's really funny, though. It's like we're all backstage, and Sass and I are going, I won the national! I won the national title now!
I don't usually fuck up titles. I'm usually pretty
people.
I'm usually pretty good with that. Usually pretty good with that. But I missed the Arizona on that.
I was yelling it from the back.
And
I didn't mind feeling it once. That's okay.
Next year.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't what the judges were looking for this year. That's okay.
But next year.
next year I will be. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know.
So, what made you compete this year?
Well, it was kind of emotional. It was a very emotional way of doing it. I had the most wonderful time last March with a new promoter here in Arizona. Well, new to promoting, which was Chewy down in Tucson. He was the new promoter for All American Goddess at Large and All American Gent. And I got to go to Florida with him at that national. And he was probably top 2. I don't want to say the best because he was amazing, but he still has a lot to learn. But he was so incredible with everything he showed and everything that I wanted to work with him again. And so when I found out, I mean, yes, I was gonna try for All American Goddess at Large again, but then when I found out he was doing USofA at Large, I'm going, done. I'm doing it. And then
just like that, huh?
Well, I also got a really good deal. I bought my flight even before I competed. There was a really good deal online for my flight to Dallas.
Right.
So
mindset.
I already had my flight to Dallas already booked before I competed for the regional or for the state title. Nice. But also knowing that he had already bought it and all that stuff, I'm going, okay, let's see what's going on with this. And so then I prepped. And then, sadly, a week before the state pageant, he passed away.
Yes.
And that was one of the most shocking, devastating.
Yeah.
The entire community. And Sonia J. Savage, the one who just stepped down as Miss Gay Arizona USofA Large, she talked with Chewy's brother, and they decided to do it anyway. And she put the whole thing together for him, and had this pageant in a week. Yeah. And she contacted the 2 contestants who had already registered, and we said, yes, we'll do it no matter what. And we did it, and it was a very emotional night. And you were there, and I was so excited that you were there.
You are so excited. As you should be.
I think I was up north.
Yeah, you
I was out of town. Yeah. There was something going on. I wasn't.
Because it was on a Saturday.
Yeah, I think I was.
It was on a Saturday night, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was...
very good for me, because
I
do not like when pageants are on Sunday.
Do you want a carpool? No, you'll only be down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has to come down with me because I'm making her do shit.
But, so it was a really emotional thing for me to go through that, but then also...
Good night, Roxy.
Good night, Roxy.
You go to bed early?
It was also very emotional just because of the fact that I didn't have a promoter. And that I was going alone and by myself. And yes, I saw so many people step up and just really support and do everything that they could to assist me. And that was such an incredible feeling. Mm-hmm. But once I got there, even though I had my amazing Weta with me, and I had friends there, I still felt kind of alone.
You did?
Yeah.
I get that. I have felt similarly at national pageants. So
let's not bring up that
past. I'm just saying I understand that. Like you know,
it's a bittersweet feeling, you know, yet and here's the thing though, it's there are the people who their promoter let them down and they feel alone. And that I can understand. Right. I've been in that situation a couple times. And then but this was to me a completely cathartic feeling of just kind of being off to the side a little bit, not really being really there. Even though I had a great time, met lots of amazing people, put a talent on stage that I was proud of. I know what mistakes I made, but I had fun. I really, really enjoyed myself when I was there and backstage and seeing old friends. It was just I did feel like I was coming home, and that was a really good feeling.
And that's good. And next year we'll make sure that you don't feel alone when you're there.
Oh, thank you.
We'll just have to go with you.
All right.
If that's the system I decide to choose.
Well, whatever system.
Whatever system.
Figure it out.
Thank you.
Unless I'm, busy doing other things.
As the national.
Right.
Now, if you're the national, yes, of course, I will have to go because then
I'll be there anyway.
Exactly.
Right. So right. Yes.
You won't be alone.
Exactly.
See?
Yes.
What was your most memorable experience?
I'm glad you're reading these because my eyes are so tired. I can't.
I got it.
I think the most memorable was the weather.
What?
Because we had a final night. We knew it was going to rain, but we had flooding, torrential downpours, and like getting from the car to the venue, I was completely soaked. Final night, and
Was this before or after?
Before
makeup?
the pageant. I had done my makeup at the hotel.
Oh.
Get in there, and I'm completely drenched. Luckily, I wasn't wearing what I was going to wear on stage.
Mystique Summers apparently has a setting spray that is like good for like up to like 20 minutes underwater. So you might
Underwater.
Yes, that's what she keeps telling me. Is that it's good for like 20. Like it'll keep
Is
your
she selling
things
this in Austin?
I need to know. She hasn't told me what it is. I'm like, I need to know what
So you
this
can do your
is.
scuba diving.
Right, because I'm gonna do a. Can we do an underwater photo shoot?
I don't know how to swim, but yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You have your snorkel. Just wear that, and then you'll
I'm
be
fine.
It's fine.
But it
It's
was
fine.
it was just
Sorry,
so funny because
Mom.
it was soaking, and so my
Hi,
friend
Anita.
who brought us, Jessica Jade, said if I don't make the 12, I want to go back to the hotel. And Wet and I are going, sure, fine, whatever. And so we didn't make the 12. We were okay with that, and we're getting our suitcases out. And somebody's wet pantyhose, got caught in the wheel of my suitcase. And I started dragging it out. It was, it was just like a comedy of errors right there. But it was still so much fun. But we did have to go outside to get from the dressing room to the stage. So everyone was worried about just the rain. And we but there was flooding everywhere, and it was just insane.
Inside the venue?
No, outside in the streets with the water. And
That's crazy.
Raining.
Like real flooding.
Yeah. Oh, actual flash flood. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, though, pageant related, I think my favorite part was just being on that stage and just the dirge of evening gown. Everyone was like. For evening gown because the music was just a dirge. And
oh God!
Just like we all.
What was it?
I don't know. It was something, but it was. We all felt like we were in a
Your
memorial.
last day on Earth. Please walk
Pretty
in a
much.
gown and
Yes.
pretend to be
It's
pretty.
awful.
So that's memorial. That's memorable.
Who picks the music?
Memorable.
That's why I'm really glad that for us we get to pick our own modeling music.
Oh, okay.
Which works awesome
Don't
because
guys usually?
not always. No. Depending on the system, they'll just have some generic whatever the fuck.
I was surprised this last time
But
that the ladies picked their music.
I'm
too.
actually really glad that we get to do that because then we can find something that goes with our outfit and that matches our personality, and it helps when it comes to modeling because you're like,
only
oh,
problem
this
I have
is,
with
you
that
know.
is sometimes people don't pick the right music,
Well,
or
well,
it
there's
sounds like
that.
they like pick like some random song, and you're like,
Yeah. There's been
There's
times
always
when we got to
that.
pick music for a presentation or gown for Pride
Right.
and all those things, and you got to coordinate stuff, and that does make things a lot easier.
I've always liked that about USofA MIs because like I said, you know, like with whatever it is that we do, it's always something that we really get to kind of show off our personality. Since modeling is
you're stepping to whatever.
right, you know, I mean,
decided.
modeling is like half the category anyway. So it's like if you have something that you're like, yeah, this is my jam, you can get out there.
I
you
hope
can
you're
model.
not modeling like that.
Oh yeah, watch me on Sunday. Watch me on
I'll
Sunday.
beat you myself.
I'll be sexy. I'll be sexy.
Okay.
It's
Are you reading your own question?
Yes, I'm reading ahead.
Okay, so think about the last couple weeks and the headlines and the upcoming election and things. What are some issues that matter most to
Thank you, Freddy.
you?
I knew you would do that.
My question reads, what are some of the headlines that matter to me in the coming election? Well,
No, for fuck's sake.
no, I listen to KTAR on the way to work. You know, just not only for the. I'm not a big talk news person, but I listen to it for the. You know,
Traffic.
thank you.
Okay.
And
Keep going.
other headlines.
Oh, I
And
thought.
sorry,
Oh,
no.
I thought
So
you were
on
gonna
the way
act them
home
out.
today, you know, there was Kirsten Cinema
I'm ready.
was on the radio with Mac and Gatos, and it was, you know, a really Martha McSally was on there a couple weeks ago, and I listened to that one.
Who?
Martha McSally.
Uh huh.
They're both running for the senator, and you know some of the issues that are popping up in my mind are like the education ones, because being a former teacher and all that stuff.
Asking to buy the picture behind you?
No, yeah.
Oh,
no, the
Brandon.
Oh.
Oh, is that?
It's
this one? Oh, did
because
Brandon
there's
do
a
that?
part of a butt and a little bit of a penis.
Oh.
Yeah.
That got her attention. She's there.
She's like, wait, what?
No, I mean, but a lot for me, it's all about the education and the race for governor, because I really want to see education at the forefront, because this whole debacle with Red for Ed and all that stuff, and I also know that some of these ballot measures are deceiving, because they're mimicking Red for Ed when they're not anything for that, and so that's going to be really confusing. So please educate yourselves.
Well, there's a few things. As far as the Red for Ed, this is just sort of an FYI for folks out there. Mind you, I come from a family of educators. I am all about the educators. I believe that teachers,
be a
especially
college graduate.
I believe that especially teachers in public schools need to be paid more than what they are being paid. However, in Arizona, when you vote, the way that they're compensating to give the teachers pay raise means more fracking. Means more.
What that means.
So
some people that don't know what that means.
When it comes to, let me find the actual.
And it's not a curse word on Battlestar
No,
Galactica.
let me find the actual definition.
Not?
Well, no, it is, but that's not what he's talking
Right.
about.
So
it's funny how I got all excited about that, but not the.
It's draining our resources.
It is draining our resources.
Yeah.
So, since 2014, the fracking industry has requested 140.
What is
fracking means that you're drilling for oil, basically.
Okay.
So,
I'm just saying
since
the people.
2014, the fracking industry requested 145 parcels in northern Arizona for oil and gas leasing. The most near Hurricane Cliffs and Big Valley north of the Grand Canyon National Park. So, basically, what that means is in order to compensate for, instead of I don't know, doing something normal like, rearranging a budget or something to do with taxes. No, what they're doing is, in order to pay the teachers what they're worth, they're going to drill more. They're going to go up closer to where the tiny house is and start tearing that apart. So be very careful with things.
I would say I started
make
reading
sure that
my
you
election
research.
book, and I had to Google a couple of things because I was like something in your mind goes, I don't. Can I question those? What?
They're designed to be deceiving.
And that's almost why I wish I had a home ballot, just because so I could study and Google while I'm voting instead of trying to study everything and then go to the polls, which I will be doing on that first Tuesday of November, to vote, because civic duties.
I have my mail-in ballot, which I'll be filling out probably this week. But make sure that you read, make sure that you research.
There's a lot of things on this ballot that I know that people are like, oh, it's not like the president. Y'all fucked that up already. So,
right, so
I mean,
how about we write...
Let's just go ahead and make sure that you read the election guide. Make sure you read, anything that... not anything on the internet.
And at this
not
point...
Not everything on the internet is true.
At this point, when it comes to, representatives and stuff, for the love of Christ, please just vote blue. Like, at this point, it's getting... we just need to tip the balance. Mm-hmm. We need to tip the balance, and the only way to do that is
what doesn't make sense, Victoria?
Get the damn Democrats in and the Republicans fucking out. So,
somebody sent me a friend request on Facebook.
Was it the Prince of Dubai?
No, I wasn't as lucky. That he's running for something, and he's on like a new platform, which is like the People's Choice. Oh, that's not right.
Well, here's the
People's
thing.
Choice Awards.
The
no,
thing
they're trying to create new parties.
Oh.
Well, the thing is that the two-party system is broken and it doesn't work anymore. However, until we get to a position where we can shift that, we kind of have to.
Are people starting their own parties and like forcing?
Well, there's more like, so you have like the libertarians, right? Who if you read about libertarianism, it makes perfect sense because they in some respects they have a more conservative view, in some respects they have a more liberal view, the more socialist
they were like
view.
The happy medium.
But
between the two parties.
When I say they have a more conservative view, you have to look at conservatives before basically the Republicans twisted it into this ugly thing that it is now, because it wasn't always like this. His name is Donald Trump. The Republican Party was not always like this. Like, Teddy Roosevelt, who started, he was a Republican. He implemented welfare. That same welfare that now the Republicans are bitching about because people need assistance. Yeah. So that's the thing, is that you have to look at, you know, these things, and like the Libertarian Party makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. But right now, until we get these fucking baby boomers the fuck out of here,
some of them may be watching us.
Yeah, well,
you're welcome.
Then the two-party system is the only thing that's going to work until we can get some of the younger folks up and really pushing.
Oh, I think that
that's what kind of needs to happen, because right now though, it's the 50 and older that are really getting out to the polls, and they're the ones that are hardcore two-party system.
Well, I registered to vote after T Swift told me to.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
The llama?
The llama, yes, the llama. Oh my god. So,
as someone who's pushing 50,
you're not there yet.
I'm pretty darn close. I'm closer than you.
Oh, a little bit.
A lot.
A little bit. You don't look a day over 49.
Wow. This drink is so good.
I'm wearing my coffin nails today.
Don't do it live. Don't do it live.
That's true.
That's how that girl got arrested.
Oh, that's right. Oh, let me call the police on you then.
No. You can only call the police on her.
Permits.
Oh, so let me call the police on Felicia for drinking that drink.
And permits.
And sitting here.
And sitting here.
Like she's...
Permits.
Yeah.
Permits.
I don't have my permits.
Permit Patty. Oh my god, can you do a number?
We'll look into that.
I have all the sound clips if you need.
Okay, well.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So, are you mentioned briefly at Spotlight that you may be bringing back Patty's Ponderings? Is
yes,
that going to happen?
I'm trying to work it on my schedule right now. Rehearsals for the choir are just like almost every day. But
you guys rehearse every day.
Well, no, not. For me, it seems like it is just because Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and like weekends, we do special stuff. So I'm really busy with the choir and work and everything, but I'm trying to work it out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it live.
So you just bring
unless I do what whoever Letterman did with what's his name, Johnny Carson, with you guys being Johnny Carson, I'm Letterman. So Conan and Colbert.
No, I know who you're talking about, but
I just don't understand the situation.
Where one was at one time and then one followed the other. You get the A group and then you get the B
the
group.
Late Show and then the Late Show.
Yes.
So you have the Tonight Show, the Late Show, and the Late Show.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So unless I did something like that.
Gotcha.
Oh, like where we played your show?
No, where we're on and then
you're
goes
on
after
from 8 to 9, and then I'm on from 9 to 10.
Right.
30.
Whoa.
And then I'm on from 9 to midnight.
But then, it's but then the crossovers are all weird now. Right. Unless we do one of those very special episodes.
I know what you're talking about.
Like Empty Nest and Golden Girls.
Yeah, when they had the hurricane episode.
Right.
And the whole night each and Nurses.
Right.
Nurses was on there too.
And
that was its
Dreyfus shows up quite often.
What we're talking about.
Well, she's 19, so
that's close. Wow.
Okay, well, yeah.
21.
18? 21. But you at least had to be 21 because you were in a bar.
Oh my god,
yeah.
21.
So, yeah.
I was 21 once.
Why do you look so sad?
Because it was a long.
You look like a puppy that just got out of the. Wow.
Oh, it was a long.
Out of the.
All right, my last question is.
What is
Besides Patty's Ponderings and royalty, what's next for you?
choir. I
And
really...
that's all she's doing is choir. That's it.
Work and choir. I mean, that's really...
And you sing live at your...
At the choir concerts?
No.
Yes, we do.
I lip sync
There will be no lip sync, but we're doing music from all over the world. We're doing Swahili, Hindi.
Is that appropriation?
No. Spanish.
You're not dressing as swords?
No. But we're going to Hollywood, we're going to New York, we're going to the North Pole, we're doing
That's a lot of traveling.
It's a lot of traveling, yes, but it's a lot of music. But it's going to be a really fun concert.
What date is it again?
December 14th, 15th, and 16th at the John Paul Theater.
And where can they buy tickets?
You can buy tickets at Vendini, or I will be posting a link.
Can we get spotlight into this Phoenix College Theater?
Possibly. We'll look into it.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Hi, Dallas.
Hi.
And Masquerade.
Hi,
Masquerade.
I
Hopefully
hope you're getting
Masquerade
better.
gets back out there soon.
Yes, you need to be in this
You
middle
owe me a
sometime.
performance.
Yes.
Who can you...
Can't wait to see you perform.
You had your
Which
chance
one
on
is we gonna say?
Saturday.
Right? He's
All
never seen
three
me.
of us performed.
He's never seen me.
Oh.
For some reason or
I don't
another.
understand, but it's fine, whatever. I have multiple shows coming up. I posted all of them.
Hi, Lady McNeighborface.
Lady McNeighborface?
Yeah. Lady McNeighborface.
He doesn't understand.
She's my neighbor.
Yes.
She has a face.
Sometimes.
But she's a lady.
I'm a lady. I do lady things.
Oh, God. I'm just going to let you guys have that.
We watch way too much BBC America. Okay.
I'm just going to sit over here.
I don't have testicles. Okay, maybe I have lady testicles, but just little.
This doesn't just happen like right now. This happens when they're together. And I just sit here. I know what they're talking about. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, I think that happens when we're together is creme anglaise.
Yes, a creme anglaise.
Like that night the whole time, and then when he didn't get his.
I have that on a video somewhere.
You do?
I do. I videoed that. It was hilarious.
You don't give me my fucking sticky toffee pudding without the creme anglaise.
He's very sticky at toffee pudding. I'm bread and butter pudding.
C'est pas bon.
The whole night. Just.
But then when he got it, he was like. That's on the video. You were like.
You have to find that.
Yeah, I will. I'll post it. Yeah.
Oh wow, what's coming up for you?
What's coming up? Yeah.
Not me. She's looking at you.
Oh.
I know it's hard
You.
to see.
You.
Okay. Work choir.
Do you have any shows coming up?
I don't. This is what you'll see of Patricia Mason.
Oh,
Maybe
I didn't
for a
even
little
update
while.
with all my shows.
I tried. I didn't
I'm
go back to that.
I'm
long
looking
list.
into some pageants next year.
Mhm.
Some ideas. I'm ordering stones now.
Well, I will help you with anything you need.
Thank you.
I'm here.
I know where you live. So, what are some upcoming shows and events for the two of you? Of course, you have bingo every Thursday at the Cash.
Correct.
Which I still
keep
need to
going
go
because I
to.
can't
You
see
do.
what I wrote.
We have cat bingo at
So tomorrow
Okay.
we've got bingo at the Cash.
bingo at
Which
the Cash.
this is
Friday.
Felicia's birthday week, so come out on Thursday to Truth or Dare bingo. Dress in your best '80s garb or pink, either one, because it's Felicia's birthday. And then on Friday
Or both.
we've got both. I don't have both, so you're gonna get one or the other. Sorry. I can only pull out 80s or I can pull out pink. I don't have pink 80s.
I can help you.
Oh, fuck me.
All right, Friday night.
Friday night, we've got Cat Bingo over at La Guitarra in Tempe.
It's okay. I don't need to say it either. And he makes fun of me.
The
La
theme is
Guitarra?
pink again because of Felicia's birthday. It's going to be festive. There'll be all sorts of fun stuff going on.
Festive, darling.
On
Festive.
Sunday...
I didn't know if you wanted to say that.
Oh, well, this
I
weekend is-
already said it.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
already-
and also
yeah.
this weekend is Rainbows Festival.
Rainbows Festival is this weekend.
Are you going to that?
I will be there on Sunday.
And the eleganza?
I'm thinking about it, and then heading off to a pageant after.
So on Sunday, I'm actually going to be competing for King of the Desert USofA MI Classic. We shall see how. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous, and it's in fucking Casa Grande.
USofA.
So I'm a drag
and
Felicia.
Wendy. So, anybody that wants to donate hairspray, hair gel, it may fly away.
I'll fly away, sweet
And then on the 26th, I've got a guest spot happening at TGIF over at C7 on the 28th. She was watching earlier. I know she was. I'm excited about that. That'll be fun. Because if I win...
I have not been in her show yet.
Well, neither have I, but somehow somebody got in. If that bitch doesn't return my message, I swear to God.
And yet we
if I
buy the jewelry from them.
Oh, there you go.
I know.
If I win
in auctions.
If I win on Sunday, then that'll be my first appearance as a new title holder. So that'll be fun. And then on the 28th,
and I'll just be regular old me again. There we go.
Why don't you compete for something?
On the 28th, I am performing with Sassy Diaz and...
How'd you forget already?
Who else?
Should I look on
I feel like somebody was just added and I can't remember who it was. But Sassy Diaz and I know at least one other person, will be at Southern Fried...
That's not right.
Yeah, no, it is. It's Southern Fried something with
Southern Bells?
No, it's the Southern Fried something with the Southern
Bells.
Bells.
The Southern Bells?
Right, but it's Southern Fried something with the Southern Bells at the Rock. Show starts at 2. There's going to be like a taco bar and all sorts of fun stuff. Right? So
I wasn't going, but now I am.
So that'll be fun. Make sure that you call the Rock and get your reservations,
seats, guys.
And then on the 9th, I am booked in TGIF with Espresso Grande, which I'm super excited about as well. And then right after that, on the 13th, I am heading to Austin for the Austin International Drag Festival, which Felicia's also going as well.
Yes, me and my side boobs.
Something is one's like down here. I don't know.
That's how age goes.
And we are actually going to be doing the Fefe live. We have a special.
I'm so nervous about that.
We'll be fine. So So we'll actually have. We're actually doing. It's going to be essentially a panel, but we're going to be broadcasting live.
I have a nice
from Austin it'll be at a very special time. It'll be, I think, on
Southern Fried Sundays.
With the Southern Bells. That's what it is.
What else?
So
But now I want Southern Fried Chicken.
Our Fefe is the Saturday, I believe. So we'll be broadcasting. I think it's Saturday. Scattered. So we'll be broadcasting live at a very special day and time from Austin.
Thanks,
so that'll
Anita.
be fun. And we may do something because you get it on the 13th, right?
The 13th, yes.
Yeah. So we may do something on the 14th as well, since we're going to be there.
There's nothing planned on the 14th, right?
No.
Okay.
Nothing. So we can do our thing if we want to.
Oh, maybe I should reach out to people now and be like, hey, what are you doing on the 14th?
So
hi, Kathy.
There we go. So that's all I've got right now.
Me, I'm not fully booked, but I'm overworked.
We'd like to thank our sponsors.
Oh. Damn.
Oh my.
Jeez.
We'd like to thank our sponsors.
You can do them. I did them in the beginning.
All right. Shelly Love Creative, who took our promo pictures.
More to be released.
For this season, which, mad props to her because she was fucking busy and
took time out of her day.
We were rushing because we were on a time crunch and
the
so
not having it.
Right, so we were able to bust those out, but they turned out awesome. Except that I need to lose about 20 pounds and about 20 years.
I'm bigger than you.
Wigsofakind.com, who made the hair that Felicia is wearing.
Not the makeup.
Not the makeup. Just the hair.
Hide the face and wear the hair.
The Burly Barber, who does my hair. I'm going on Saturday to get my hairs did.
Oh, you already made an appointment.
I did.
Oh, okay. I see how
And Felicia goes to get her hair done there as well.
And my eyebrows.
And a special thank you to Brandon, Leanne, Carrie, Molly, and for supporting us on Patreon. We would love to have you support us. We have plans for the support that is on Patreon. Like we have things that we want to do, but we need to, So
two things for Patreon. I owe y'all a video.
Yes.
Have you watched the video?
Yes.
Okay. And then we're getting either a boom mic or we'll try the lapels again, but have somebody with audio
We need somebody that knows
experience.
sound things. We need a sound person.
I've asked you before.
Right here.
Well, what the fuck?
Anyway.
Anywho.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you
So support us on Patreon at patreon.com/let's-have-a-Fefe. Make sure that you like and subscribe both on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on all the things.
And share this episode with people. Stop trying to keep it to yourself.
And maybe this time when you break out my little segment and post it separately, it won't be flagged for graphic content.
What'd you do?
What were we talking about?
No, one of the times I was on here, I think it was
No, it's when she's
No,
talking
it was
about
me. You cut out just my little segment and posted it separately. It's like,
yes.
Oh, by the way, here's Patricia. And it was flagged for graphic content.
Not on my side.
On my side, it was.
Oh,
it had the little thing on it that said, you cannot watch this unless you're over 18 years old.
What were we talking about?
Oh, no. It was me, so of course I was
Hi, Kenneth Blake.
Oh,
wow,
my God. Hello,
Blake.
Kenneth Blake.
Woo!
We famous now. I know.
You know what's really funny is when Alyssa Edwards liked one of my photos, Michael and I were fangirling so much. It was 2014.
He had two lately that he was
Asia O'Hara sent me a friend request. And on Spotlight, what is it? Was it Dustin?
Desmond.
Desmond is amazing.
Desmond Tutu?
No, Desmond is amazing. Is the little 10-year-old that does drag.
Oh!
Right. He follows us and likes things.
Oh!
Yes, I'm very excited.
Mm-hmm.
I was friended
Who's
by
messaging?
by the Prince of.
We get the screen
Dubai.
cops. The screen cops.
Oh my.
Oh wait.
Okay.
I must look now.
Oh Christ. Yeah, I heard you were engaged and then not engaged anymore.
Yeah, it was a torrid affair with the Prince of Dubai. I feel like it's gonna be my new thing of somebody that I know is a spam person on Facebook and just friends me, and then accept the friend request and then click engaged right away.
Nice. Nice.
Done.
Nice. I think that's excellent.
Because I used to do it on the MySpace. It was I would get all these spam, people and all that stuff, and I made them my top 8.
And they probably
my real friends are going.
MySpace was before Facebook.
Yes.
It was the thing that before. I'm just saying. She's like.
People have no idea who we're talking about.
No.
Do you want to introduce yourself? You don't have to come over. You just say hi.
What? Hello.
No.
She's in the witness protection program.
We can't show her face.
No.
So sorry.
Like on one of those episodes of Ghost Hunters.
I was thinking more like Drugs Inc. Where
that's what I was thinking.
Where they have the bag or whatever over their head with the sunglasses.
I do this for a living.
Right.
Oh, wait, is this one of those episodes?
Oh, is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to make yourself darker and disguise yourself, but not working.
The Popo already got it.
And it's not working. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our season 7 premiere. We appreciate you.
Me and my lopsided boobs, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Next time I'll find my bra.
We will be back. We are back and hitting the ground rolling. We'll be back next week.
I don't remember who our guest is, but it's scribbled in my notebook at work.
Oh, we have a guest?
Yes.
Oh, we have a guest next week, and we don't know who it is. Surprise. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Hard today, guys.
And we will see you next week, same time, same place. Good night.